Hey everyone, welcome to the Movie Throne. I'm your host, the one and only King Kansas, here to bring you another Theater 31 movie review. What exactly am I reviewing? If you can tell by those two scary eyes, they belong to a particular person, Pennywise. Well, I decided I finally dove into this little movie, It Chapter 2. And this one, wow, it takes place 27 years after the original new film from Stephen King. I guess a re-adaptation of the film. Holy crap. Well, anyways, let me give you some details. Like always in these Theater 31, there'll be a little quick non-spoiler and then spoilers. So if you guys haven't seen it, don't watch this video. Go watch it for yourself like I did. And then come back and comment in the comment section. But try not to spoil it too much because I'm the kind of person that I don't like ruin every single thing. I'm not going to go through every single detail. I'm just whatever stood out in my beautiful mind. I'm going to tell you guys my official thoughts on this. So, anyways, let's get to some of the details. So, this came out in September of 2019. Oh my God, it's directed by Andy Muschietti. I hope I pronounced that right, guys. This movie, believe it or not, is 2 hours and 45 minutes long. Yes, that's the first reason when I heard how long the running time is for this thing is I didn't even want to watch. I'm like, 2 hours and 45 minutes and it's a horror film and Stephen King. I'm like, really? But anyways, I'm glad I did and I liked it overall. Let me give you some of the actors. So basically you got Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, Bill Hader, Isaiah Mustafa, Jay Ryan, James Ransone, Andy Bean, Bill Skarsgard, that's Pennywise, Jordan Martell, Wyatt, Oleff, Jack, Dylan, Grazer. These are some of the kids, guys, just in case you're wondering from the first film. Finn Wolfhard, Sophia Lillis, and Chosen Jacobs. There's a whole bunch more, but those are the main cast. Guys, I'll start my non-spoiler portion. Boy, I had low expectations for this going in, and I can modestly tell you it's good. I liked it. Some people were hating on it. It's not as good as the first one, blah, blah, blah. You know what? It was never going to be as good as the first one, I'll tell you right now, because the first one, you didn't know what the hell to expect. They had to take this in a different direction because I never read the Stephen King novel, so I don't know if this is a continuation from the same book or whatever, but I'm telling you right now, I wasn't disappointed. It was 2 hours, like I said, and 45 minutes long, and I didn't feel bored at all. Yes, there's not too many jump scares, but the first one didn't have that as well. If you guys are familiar, go check it out for yourself. Then come here and you tell me if you don't agree with me or disagree with me here. That's up to you. But in my personal opinion, same thing. Just enough scares, but it's more back and forth. So if you don't like those kind of films that they kind of jump to the past, the future to kind of tie up loose ends kind of thing, then you're not gonna like this. I can tell you right now. I can see you guys rolling your eyes and shit like that. But that's the kind of movie it is. You got the younger cast, the new older cast, if you want to call it that they go back and forth and they kind of revisit big scenes from the first film and they tie loose ends. Like they gotta defeat this guy, and one of them discovers what it is, and apparently, from being away from where they are, they start to forget certain details, but then they slowly get lured in, and that's where it takes out. You got everybody doing their own little thing, and then of course there's that phone call that gets them all back there, and then that's when the fun begins. But it's very done well. Pennywise is just creepy as hell. Still, jump scares and ooh, I'm getting goosebumps just by mentioning it. But it like I tell you, it gets under your skin. And like I said, you guys won't be disappointed. I don't want to tell too much more details because if I do, it's gonna ruin it. But basically, good from beginning to end. It's over 2 hours and about 45 minutes long. The new cast is amazing. The young kids are just as good as they were in the first one. So they were adding a little scenes here and there, extending certain areas, but it continues the lore and explains how Pennywise comes about. I'll just leave it at that. And it's a decent outcome. There is some tragedy here and there along the way, but it's overcoming certain stereotypes and like bad crap that happened to them. They've been through a lot of shit, and trying to get over that and not dealing with them, suppressing them, it kind of comes back to haunt you if you don't deal with them properly. But many issues covered, from domestic abuse, and I'm telling you, like bigotry, you name it, it's in this film. So there you go. So now let's get to my quick my spoiler portion. Let's just say that. Holy shit! The opening scene from people like, uh, I hate it, man. When people pick on other backgrounds and your sexual preference and all this crap, and then getting beat up like they did. It's pretty sad that we're still like a society, but it's crazy. Like from that opening scene to Pennywise literally fighting to somebody. Oh my god! Like in the middle of the film, when near the end, let's just say that when they go back to track him down to where the house was, the original house, and kind of go back into that nest-looking thing with all the faces and shit. Oh my god! When that head comes alive and legs of a spider come out of it, and he's walking around creepy, I'm like, there's a lot of crap like that, I'm telling you. And then to go revisit a lot of the scenes, because there's a lot of jumping back and forth, guys, like them going back to the past, that what they've been hurt and dealing with it, like from sexual abuse to, oh my god, like I can go on and on. Like I'm getting goosebumps, but it's very serious topics. I'm not gonna get into this because I don't want to get super serious, but many series there. You get truths that that letter that was written to the girl in the film, Beth, I think her name is, who actually did write it, and like it's pretty cool. It comes first circle. There is deaths. They do lose a couple people. Richie goes down, but he went down in a ball of glory. Blaze of glory. Let's say that, okay? But holy shit, Pennywise scared the shit out of her, luring that little girl and then just kind of like biting her head off. I'm like, holy shit. Then revisiting Georgie. That was cool with James McAvoy's character. Bill, I think he was. Oh my god, and that House of Horrors thing that he's trying to save that kid from meeting his demise, and that to see Pennywise smashing his head until he gets through, and all you've seen is like a pool of blood spurt everywhere. Holy crap. Like, I'm telling you, the balloons, the messaging, the carving of the stomach, them going back to where they were growing up, and, kind of like revealing more truths or behind kind of like the scenes, I want to say, or exploring more in depth the first movie, and like when they had a fight and they kind of separated their own thing, so they needed to kind of find these little relics, if you want to call it that, like their past, and kind of rediscover it so they can defeat this damn thing. And of course, one of them figures out some ancient beings back in the day came in and the spirits, and it embodies everything. And the way they go after Pennywise at the end, like Pennywise just goes all out, and then for them to kind of like call him names, which was kind of lame to me, calling him lame names like, oh, you're just a clown, you're just this. So they kind of reverse psychology did it to him. So basically, he was scaring them. So they end up teasing him and calling him names like, you're just a clown, you're just this, and he ends up shrinking to this little baby thing. And then he gets his heart ripped out by the guys there, and then crushed. And I was like, and then of course everything comes down like Indiana Jones style. But yeah, 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's a slow burner at the beginning, but when it does pick up, I think the last, I would say 35, 45 minutes, when they actually got to go back to the house and then go underneath and then go further down and kind of discover shit. And it's like, wow, funny parts, sad parts, jump scares. I'm telling you, I think you guys are going to overall enjoy it. Like I said, not quite there about recommending it. Is it better than the first movie? Right now, I'm going to say yes, but I have to go revisit the first one again, which I haven't seen in a couple of years, to tell you the truth. And then I can make an honest opinion. But it's just as good as the first one, in my opinion. Nothing sometimes beats the first one, guys. So the sequel is always, but this one's a good watch. Like, watch the damn thing. I picked it up for like about $15, So I picked it up $15, watched it. I'm glad I did. So there you go, guys. Those are my It Chapter 2 thoughts. All the actors brought it, from Jessica Chastain to Bill Hader to James McAvoy to Bill Skarsgard, like as Pennywise. Holy shit, like phenomenal. I liked it, so go check it out for yourself. So those are my official thoughts on It Chapter 2. Stephen King's in it, by the way, as well. He's the guy who James McAvoy, the antiques keeper, the guy at the counter. That's him. You'll know. Stephen King, you'll know exactly that's Stephen King. But it's kind of cool that he was in his own movie. I don't know if he's done it in the past, but I found that cool, and I caught that right away because, nobody fools the king. So anyways, like, share, and subscribe, guys. Leave your comments in the comment section. Give me your thoughts on this film. That's my thoughts. I'm entitled to my thoughts, so you guys can cry whatever you want, but I prefer you guys to tell me your thoughts on the film itself. And hey, like I always tell you guys, I'll check down in the comment section and reply 100%. And I want to thank all my subscribers to my YouTube channel. I appreciate it. Keep it going. I want to go up to 1,000 if I can, so I can bring you more cool content. And you never know what you'll find down the road, right? So until then, stay off the King's Throne. Check out my other content right here on the Movie Throne, Theater 31, reviews, recommendations, you name it, the works. So until then, be good.